You should turn the light.
Now have primary control of critical functions.
Good evening, wild weirdos and weirdettes. It's our Ron. That's Joe over there. And we are live with you guys, as we always are, every Thursday, and to go over the current news, kind of impacting our, I guess, our paranormal lives, right? And as well as look at some recent stuff that's been going on around here. And we're going to show you a couple clips from a little thing we did this past weekend. So
yeah, we went out, we had some fun. As you can see, everything here in my studio is fully lit up, and that's why, because we're having some technical difficulties with the lights here. Had a power outage today. Luckily, I do have some other lights I can bring down here for next week's episode, but bear with us. It's either this or I look like I'm on Unsolved Mysteries, the blacked out witness version.
that might be all right. We could do that. Just put the light behind you, and yeah, we'll do the silhouette thing. It'll work really good. Trust me, it'll all be good. Everything will be fine.
Ada Cox.
Well, looks like you can buy you some new
Ada,
lights now. So there you go. There's that. Just, you know.
Thank you. You are awesome, Ada. We appreciate you so much. We appreciate everything that everybody does. Last weekend was amazing. Thank you for everybody who poured into that to make it possible and got us where we needed to be.
And we're going to show you a couple of little thingies there later for that.
Exactly. So
and
Ada.
Then, yep. Bring on the UFOs. Boy, you don't even know. But I'll tell you what, you will know, because when we hit our goal, what we're going to do is you guys are going to be the first to get to see what happened. But you're going to get a little
West Virginia Bigfoot Project. Thank you. L.R. Miller. Thank you, guys.
Multiple.
Yes, yeah, LR, at least the AC here is working. It's just this light that took the hit. I'm glad that that's all that took the hit, because it's actually hooked up to the same power supply that the computer's on. So we got lucky here with just being that. Fox Mulder's in the house.
Welcome aboard.
Eyes in the woods. Joe, you're looking like a whistleblower. I know, right?
Yep, that's right. We've got him blacked out tonight. So, you know, he's got some important stuff to say. No, he really doesn't, because he can't say anything.
Uma Guma. I haven't caught one of these live streams in ages. Thanks for joining us. Glad you're here.
Welcome aboard.
Hello. What's going on, Donna? Good to see you. Gary Schuler.
Gary.
Jordan Booker's in the house.
Jordan.
See who else we got that haven't hit. We've got Terry McCullough. And obviously Oz. We got Oz earlier, and you guys were just blowing up the comments here. All right, I think we caught God, most of y'all, I believe. At least those of you that are in the chat. Bigfoot, Littlefoot's in the house. What's going on? You'd made it. Rob Posey, what's going on? All right. So, oh man, Gary Schuler, keeping it free. Thank you. You're awesome.
Definitely.
Much appreciated. All right, Ron. So what do we got? What do we got?
Well, what do we got? Let's see. We've got a lot of news. We got some stuff that's come across that kind of, remember, this whole thing's nonlinear. We know that, right? Because it seems like, look here, we got some more folks chiming in. Good.
Jordan Booker, appreciate you, man.
Multiple blessings, my friend. Thank you so much.
Jordan Booker brought my stage light back.
Look at that. Stage light came back on, everybody. Thank you, Jordan. Look at that blessing you did.
It's keeping it free and can't wait to hear what the whistleblower has to say.
It's going to be amazing because the light will probably turn red or something now. It's going to be weird.
Right?
Watch what happens.
Oh, my goodness.
So anyway, guys, for real, we'll get the lighting situation taken care of by next week. It'll all be good. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Maybe even be cooler. Who knows? But here's the thing. There's been some things that took place, right, Joe?
There have been one of the things that took place, was, it just coincidentally goes with what Eyes did here in calling in the cube.
That's right. Calling in the cube. Everybody, let's get this thing shared out. Make sure you're hitting that, all those likes and all that social media stuff. Let's put it out there. Speaking of which, we were actually we were on quite a few rotations this week on some little clips that we did, Joe, over there for Cribalacha, which is a great podcast, by the way.
Yeah, great podcast.
Absolutely no disrespect to Cribalacha, but some of the people absolutely gotta, you know what? I don't have to say anything. I think that Representative Luna summed it up.
When you have thousands upon thousands of people around the planet throughout time that have reported something,
right?
To say that those people are crazy, to say that, the whole concept of even just asking the question that you might not necessarily be psychologically sound, that in itself, that's a disinformation campaign.
Which is essentially what I said. Well played, friends. You played right into their hands. You jumped right on the bandwagon. You beat the drum of disinformation. Go you. That's awesome. So by calling people, delusional and saying that they are seeing things, or what was the other thing? Doing mushrooms, right? That was the other part, right?
Yeah. They said I was doing mushrooms. I mean,
you know what's magical about that? Apparently, if you do that, it makes your equipment pick up things as well. So I didn't know that equipments could pick up, hallucinations. Could you? Did you know that equipment could pick up hallucinations, Joe?
I did not.
I didn't know that. But thank God.
Very accurate scientific sensors could be tricked by hallucinations.
Right. But thank God we have these internet experts who have never spent a day with any of this equipment ever, and they know how it works. Thank you, guys. Man. Now, I'll say this. That was for the Facebook crowd that was out there on the one, because I saw the one on TikTok, and believe it or not, they love us there. Probably because the younger generation has more of an open mind to this stuff, as they should. That's a good thing. That's a very good
thing. Facebook has a tendency to be full of a lot of keyboard warriors. Ashley Hilt, thanks for joining us. But yeah, it's it was fun. There was some people who decided they were going to try to get derogatory for no reason other than dances with orbs. Thank you. Much appreciated.
Dances with Orbs tonight. Joe needs orbs. So everybody, let's try to manifest some orbs in there to light that place up. No, I'm kidding.
know,
Let's
right?
not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
So yeah, it was one of those things where the Facebook feed, it did get a little rowdy. Who are we beating up? Ashley, we're not beating up anybody. It's just a bunch of Facebook goobers. There was an interview that Ron and I did for a podcast, and there was a little bit of creative editing that went into a reel, and some people went absolutely ham.
Oh yeah, experts.
Experts.
You know how the experts are, Ashley. You know how the experts are. Come on, we all do.
So yeah, it was fun.
We all
And I will be honest, it did get under my skin. Like, I'm with full transparency. I'm somebody who is very thick-skinned, but at the time, again, full transparency, I just turned 40 Saturday.
That's right. He
I
did.
had my birthday Saturday, and not in a great headspace, to be completely honest.
No.
And it was nothing that anybody did, nothing that anything like that, but just, for whatever reason, it's just that cycle of year for me whenever the depression and anxiety kicks your butt, right? So I was getting mud hole stomped by that, and then we see the video, and I'm like, oh man, and I got under my skin for a minute, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just
you actually answered it a lot better than like some of my answers, to be honest. I just talked, like how it is. If you're going to claim things like this, then you're showing your true ignorance, and you are perpetuating a cover up, and you are the reason that people don't come forward and tell their accounts, and you are the reason for 75 years of disinformation. Thank you.
The orbs have arrived again.
You mean people made assumptions? Yeah, there they are. People made assumptions without having all the available information. Oh, my dear, it gets better than that. They made assumptions and expert opinions based on 15 seconds of video and audio. Yeah. That's even better. That's even better. So yeah, it's good stuff, and I love it. But like I said, on TikTok, apparently they like us there. So hey, TikTok, hey. How you?
Yeah, I might get more involved on TikTok. I don't know. But I've kind of, is what it is. But just go and go like this video. That'd be huge.
Yeah. And if you really want to, I think that you could go over there. Feel free to say a few words if you like.
Be cordial though.
Those experts. Yeah, be cordial
on our behalf.
Yeah, we're not that. So, but
because the interview is absolutely a blast. If you go check out the interview with Creepalacha, and they got a great channel. He does great work.
Yep.
Good work. It's just people online being people online, and it was actually worse than some of the people on YouTube.
Oh, it's way worse than anything on YouTube. Even the people who were on, Paranormal Horizons who criticized that, they were actually listening. Like when we said, "Oh, well, this, and then," they were like, "Oh, okay, well, my bad," and walked away. But these guys were just they don't even know, they don't know how to do that.
One guy tried to get derogatory with me, and he figured out real quick I'm not the one to do that with. I didn't get derogatory back, but I definitely made him uncomfortable. Yeah.
Well, they always say, you're not supposed to go in the comments, you're not supposed to respond, but we've always done that. We always will. So just be prepared. Be prepared. If you do say something, you're going to have to back it up. And I don't mean, let's back it up. I'm talking about, you got to back up your data. Okay. Yeah. So when you tell me that this can't happen, well, by God, it did. So why don't you explain to us how it did? And then you can join the other people who say, I don't know how that happened. I don't know what that was. Mm-hmm. And then we'll just leave it there. But, we'll see. Either way, we do have some interesting news, and Ashley's here somewhere. Where was she at? Didn't she just pop up there for a second or something like that?
She's back there again.
There she is. So this is in her neck of the woods, I mean,
Wright Patterson territory.
Last December, we saw the reports coming through. We heard the whole mess basically, right?
Drones.
And let me see if I can find one for you. Yeah, it kind of kicked off right here, I believe. And I want you to look at real close, Joe. Can you make out that date when this
the date on this was December the 15th, 2024 at 3:23 p.m. was the time of publish for this. And this was the point when Wright Pat's airspace was completely closed.
So let me ask you guys a question that's been paying attention. for ever how many years we've been doing this, because this is a pattern. Look at that date again. What's that date, Joe? What's that date?
December the 15th, 2024.
December 15th, 16th, 17th. Right in that window, there's always something happens. Have you not noticed that? Look, there's one right there. That light thinks it's December 15th. Anyway,
right?
yeah. So what happened though was pretty significant. And I remember us having the backstage conversations about this, because we do that over in our little secret chat area where we discuss what's going to be on the show and so forth and so on.
Well, we also talked about Wright Pat's airspace being closed right here on the show.
Yeah, we sure did. You can go back and listen to that episode. It's there, which I've got some clips from that too. We're going to watch that as well. But this is one of the actual articles, the first articles that came out. And I wanted to just bring it up because there's some interesting information in here now that we have the new details that kind of just contradict a lot of this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see there at the top, right? It says ranged in size and configuration, in quotes. Boy, ain't that the truth.
Apparently, we're sitting here thinking that these were nuke sniffer drones, that they were the same ones that were being seen over in New Jersey and New York. Apparently that was way off.
Oh, apparently that was way, way off, because hang on, let's go back in time first. Let's watch an actual news clip in the Wayback Machine. Here we go.
Over the weekend, they started in the Northeast, but as of Friday, those drone sightings are now here in the Buckeye State.
Wright Patterson Air Force Base had to temporarily shut down the airspace because of drones flying in that area. WCPO 9 News anchor Brett Pagansky shows us why there is now national security concerns.
Use extreme caution for heavy UAS movement on the base. Security forces is handling the situation.
What you're hearing is a reported radio call between Wright Patterson Air Force.
It's not a report. It's real. That radio call is 100% legit, by the way. And we have the whole radio conversation after this.
Force Base's tower and a medical transport aircraft, which was obtained by the media outlet The War Zone. WCPO confirmed Wright Patterson Air Force Base temporarily closed the airspace for 4 hours Friday because of drones flying over and around the airspace. The base said leaders determined none of the drones impacted base residents, facilities, or assets.
Hey, kids, here's a fun little thing. You know what that was called? That's called B-roll. Those aren't the actual things that were flying over the base. Okay, that's good. And look, here's something else you do. You get the random guy off the street and have him give his opinion, kind of like those guys who did with us. And it ended up about as good with this because, hobby drones.
Obviously, that's a big concern for national security is like you have these FPV drones, people can just fly them around in unrestricted airspace.
Some like Ryan Muda from Fairborn are wondering if the sighting at Wright Pat is related to the various drone sightings in the Northeast, which has resulted with investigations by the FBI and Homeland Security.
Oh, everyone, breaking news. Pat
is in the house.
Pat has returned to the show. Stop what you're doing. Start giving some thumbs up because our tech guru has returned. Okay, where was I at with this?
That this was B-roll and it
is, right?
The street expert gave their opinion and it matters.
Yeah, man, that's what it is.
We have not seen any foreign, we know of no foreign involvement with respect to the sightings in the Northeast. And
now let's keep in mind they would go back and forth with this over and over again too, until we just forgot.
Ashley says, obviously they missed out and should have gotten, the local ufologist. It's a thankless job.
Yeah. That could have probably helped, but it's okay, Ashley, because apparently it was just drones, and watch, they even show us more. Watch.
We are vigilant in investigating this matter.
When they see these objects in the sky and they don't know what they are.
Angel Aerial Systems in Evendale has been testing its drones that look like something out of this world.
No, that looks like something out of the toy owl.
Yeah.
In Target.
Right.
That's what that looks like
15,
to me.
15 to $20.
Yeah, I don't think that looks like anything out of this world. In fact, it has propellers. Pretty sure it gives off a thermal signature. What do you think?
And
Joe?
it's probably loud as all get out.
You heard it pegging their mics right there.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. But yeah, anyway, so hobby drones, kids, that's what they were saying, right?
Yeah.
Hobby drones.
Hobby
Well,
drones.
well, that's not exactly the case, is it? Because let's see, where's it at? Drones, more drones. Let me find it for you. Oh yeah, here it is. How could I forget?
The FAA records add black cube sighting to Wright Patterson Air Force Base drone mystery.
Yeah.
Newly released Federal Aviation Administration
Mhm.
FAA documents contain or obtained by the Black Vault under FOIA case 2025-04622 add significant new information to the still developing story about a series of unauthorized drone incursions at Wright Pat Air Force Base on December of 2024. These records drawn primarily from the FAA's Skywatch system. Odd name.
What an odd name that is.
Supplement the earlier Air Force FOIA release, previously covered by the Black Vault, as they introduced a striking new element to the report. A black cube-shaped UAS observed at around 16,000 feet.
Now, I want you to know about what you just said. Those are in quotes. Remember what we were saying earlier when, with that report, it said of all shapes and sizes. Remember that? Of different shapes or whatever it said? Yeah, well, apparently that was one of the shapes. And somebody didn't want that out, did they? There's event number 1, December 14th, 2024. Air traffic control observed a drone over multiple sensitive locations on base, including the hot cargo ramp. Yeah, that's interesting. The south side of runway 5L, military ramp, and the east side of the airfield. Base security reported the drones were turning their lights off and flying past them in close proximity. The incident triggered the NOTAMs for the airfield closure, with the information broadcast on the ATIS. The closure remained in effect until the base leadership met later that morning. So there was multiple events here, guys. If you wanted to see this, it started on December 14th, then the 17th, and then there's another one. And on the December 17th, it was event number 2. Multiple radar targets were presumed to be drones were observed on tower radar. No visual confirmation was made. So these were only radar visual, right, Joe?
Oh yeah, they were only radar visible, which means that the sensors were only detecting mass in the sky. There was no visible witness.
Mm-hmm. So look what happens at 4:58 Zulu, because that was 4:41 Zulu when it began on December 17th. So look what happens just a little bit later there, Joe.
Yep. Just a few minutes later, the situation escalated when the ZID Center radar detected between 7 and 17. That's kind of a pretty large gap.
That's a
targets within 40 miles of the airport. Wright Pat security forces on the ground confirmed the objects were drones. Riverside police were again contacted. The report categorized the incident as a swarm involving multiple unmanned aircraft.
A swarm, my friend, a swarm. One
right?
Even consider a swarm to be an invasion, but not me. I wouldn't say those words ever. But it was a swarm. Here we go, swarm.
Then on December 17th at 1808 Zulu, an aircraft on approach reported being seen of a silver drone approximately 5 nautical miles southeast of Wright Pat at 3,200 feet. The pilot took no evasive action. FAA quality assurance later logged coordinates placing the object within the Dayton area, consistent with the Wright Patterson region. Then
now it's December 19th. Later, this is December 19th.
Oh yeah, one day. 1845. That's gonna
2
be
days.
around. So the most usual report came.
Unusual report there. Yeah, you can't see that thing.
It keeps flashing me.
Oh my God. Did the light just fall out of the ceiling on you?
Yes.
Which one of you wanted that to happen? Reveal yourselves.
Hold on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this is good stuff. It's live, man. This is what happens with live stuff. It's all
Welcome
good.
to Wild and Weird Radio Live.
Where
Everybody.
anything can happen, like lights falling out of the sky, orbs floating around in the background. You just never know what's going to happen here.
Goodbye.
Did you get it?
All right, we are back and won't be distracted by that mess again. The most unusual report came from an aircraft westbound at 16,000, not 1,600, 16,000 feet near Appleton, VOR, roughly 70 to 80 miles east-northeast of Wright Patterson. The crew reported a drone passing beneath them about 500 feet and described it as a black cube. The FAA quality assurance assigned coordinates to the sighting, placing it well to the east of the base, but it occurred within the same week as the other incursions and was documented in the same Skywatch data set.
Yeah.
That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it is. Yeah. Considering, these reports actually said, and we can see black cube, but that's not what we got told, was it?
Nope. The earlier Air Force records documented numerous sightings by security forces personnel of multiple drones over areas A and B of the base. That would be the red and blue dots there. Now, some flying in formation and performing rapid altitude changes. Many were described as turning their lights off, maneuvering in ways consistent with evasion, and in some cases appearing over sensitive areas like the flight line. When they're saying appearing over the flight line, just to put that into perspective, the flight line is the runway. Okay. That's the flight line. The flight line is not extending past the runway. The flight line is where the concrete ends and the planes land and take off from. Okay. That's the flight line. So these were also hovering over the base gates. Now that's going to be probably, I think with Wright Pat, it's a little over a mile from the flight line to the base gate, the south gate. But the while you're there at the south gate, you're talking about these are secure areas, right? These are areas where, essentially MPs are set up on guard, on post 24 hours a day.
Right.
With Wright Pat, they're also set up and guarding the gates to the flight line.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is security forces details would have been all over the place. And then you're having these kind of instances. It turns into an all hands on deck situation.
Yeah. Absolutely does. Yeah. I've got a,
Joe looks like he's trying to stay anonymous during an interview now. I know it's that light. It took a hit by a power surge, and I'm just glad to get one of this
Tower, Med Flight 8, 1,900 feet, about 7 miles southwest of the field, like transition your Delta northeastbound.
Med Flight 8 Patterson Tower, use extreme caution for heavy UAS movement on the base. Security forces is handling the situation. Suggest at or above 1,700 AGL.
That we will maintain 2,000 and on our transition for Med Flight 8.
And I gotta keep the lights down so that security forces can see.
Roger that, no problem.
Position approved, sir.
Approved, Med Flight 8.
Med Flight 8 Tower.
Ahead for Med Flight 8.
Hey, sir, you're still approved through our Class Delta. After you leave, Columbus is going to sterilize the Class Delta as of 0330 Zulu. Patterson Class Delta is closed after your transition.
So there's a little bit more, but the whole point being, they sterilized the airspace. We talked about this when it happened. Remember that?
Yeah.
So basically nothing is in there. Except for apparently a giant, well, we don't know what it was, but a black cube. You know what? I think I'm just going to have somebody who is in that area come on here and talk about some of what happened there, because, we weren't in the area, right?
Right. But Ashley was.
But Ashley was in the area. So let me reach out to our resident Ohioan. Ohioan? Is that a word? I don't know. Well, anyway.
Ohioan, yeah.
Yeah. Is that it? They need a better name. I don't like that. I do not like that at all. That just doesn't sound right. There we go. All right. So we'll wait on that. So here's the thing. They said they were drones, right? We heard that multiple times, but we have to remember at this exact same time, everyone was losing their absolute minds because we had New Jersey, we had, the whole East Coast. Remember what was our favorite one? The Iranian mothership fiasco.
Yeah, that was the best one.
Y'all remember the Iranian mothership fiasco?
Yeah.
Oh man, you don't get any better than that. But no one knew what they were. So why were they afraid? Why were they afraid to tell us about that shape? That shape that Ryan Graves kind of described?
Yeah, Ryan Graves loosely described that. Yeah.
He did, didn't he? Didn't he though? And didn't we sort of describe that in a couple of
this cube seemed to be a little bit more opaque though. It seemed to be more solid.
Yeah, this thing was solid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where the other was a sphere within a cube.
Right. Which is, again, kind of like what we've seen with some of the the orbs, with the orb photos that we've seen. So what is it they were, I guess, trying to not tell us while they were trying to tell us that something was going on? And the something that was going on was they were trying to, I think, get everybody on this drone thing because something was happening. We knew this. We were watching the news.
Yeah, it was too conspicuous.
There were too many people who were coming on saying, yeah, this thing did this and did this. And drones don't do that. And then they tried to blame it on the hobbyists. Remember how they shut all the hobby drones down for days?
Yep.
They banned drones for days. That was a show. I don't think they were trying to find any kind of evidence at that point. That was something to do to make people believe that they were in control. Well, apparently, the black triangle says you're not. Well, that's weird. Ashley said the link didn't come through. I want to try it again.
I sent her one on Facebook. Check message.
Oh, okay. It's probably the things in the black cube that don't want us to send it. It's my guess. Anyway. So while we wait on that, what is your take on this? I want to know.
I said I would lose my mind if I caught a cube while night filming.
Well, I mean, we kind of have. They were just small.
Not like that though. We've caught geometric pattern within
the world
lights. The one that was they're talking about, this is like a massive black cube.
All right, I'm going to try this again. Copy. Yeah, go back over here. This is kind of odd. But then again, we haven't tested this since they updated the system. So,
well, I sent her a link to jump in. She has one on Messenger. She hasn't seen it yet.
She says neither one has come through. So try that one.
Open up your Facebook Messenger and look for a message from me, Ashley.
That's weird.
Because it shows that you're active.
Well, this is typical. Huh. There is a delay because I just seen it update in my conversation with her over here on Messenger. That's weird. Huh. Well, wait,
There we
there
go.
she is. There she is. Bring her in before they take her out again.
How we doing, Ashley?
I know I have to say this quickly, otherwise they're gonna shut me down.
Very quickly.
Sound like the Area 51 caller.
How fast can you talk, caller? No.
You're right. Pretty quickly. No, I have a lot to share about this because obviously,
yeah, it's in your backyard,
right?
Yeah, it's in your backyard, and we all remember when it happened, and we knew there was more to it. We didn't know anything, official. But yeah, feel free, share what you got or what you want. We're all ears over here though, and so is everybody else.
So I knew about this about 10 minutes before our general public knew about it. And so let me tell you a little bit of my background. Well, the people that I guess don't already know and don't follow it closely. One of my informants works at in NASIC for NASIC. And if you don't know what NASIC is, it's the National Air and Space Intelligence Center located at Wright Patterson Air Force Base. So we have been in talks about various things for a long time. As a matter of fact, my guy is the same guy who came out and endorsed what David Grush was saying when he initially came out. So it's been a whole thing. Anyway, so he gets a hold of me and he tells me, hey, are you around? All flights have been stopped right now. There's something going on. And I'm like, oh, really? And so the first thing that I do is start to look for public groups, public Facebook pages and, the Nextdoor app and things like that, and seeing what people are seeing right on the ground and try to scoop up those witnesses real quick. I'm not seeing people make reports about what they're seeing in the sky. However, I'm in my local police scanner group. And one of the guys there is actually on the military flight channel. And he's hearing this come in real time. And he's just kind of reporting it, not in a recording, but just what they're saying in real time. And they're just all kind of laughing it off like, oh my gosh, these people and their drones, yada, yada, yada. And that's just kind of, what it is. And of course, this was during the height of drones, right? That was when it was all a huge to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Droneageddon. We remember
right.
it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, okay, what's going on? And truth be told, I thought it was probably just regular drones. Now, for people that don't know, that haven't been to the area, that have never been to a military base, especially not one like Wright Patterson, it is its own city. Like, you have got to understand the scope of the size of this area. So it's not unusual for anomalies to be reported via the military channels, but then not get eyewitness locals to these events happening. Because by the time it surveys its situation, it's way up in the sky and it's gone, right? Before it even hits regular people. So again, this happens a lot. I mean, this happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's one-offs, right? They've got something on radar, they're watching it, and then you don't ever hear, the update on it. So I'm kind of watching this play out, and I'm hearing about these drones and kind of the maneuvering and what they're doing. And I don't really talk much to my guy. Full disclosure, my daughter's birthday is December 17th. So I was real heckin' busy. Actually, I believe the day that this happens, it was the day of her birthday party. Because every single time something happens at the base, I swear to God, it's always something. The last time something big happened there, it was the Braxy Bazaar, and I was in West Virginia, and I'm like, I can't. It's like, can't be there. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, friend at the base, if anything happens, let me know. And he's like, yeah, great, wonderful. Well, I actually don't hear anything from him until after the holidays. And, I just think that was kind of a respectful thing. And actually, he's the one that gave me the Black Cube report up front, and told me that, that's off record, whatever. I reported it on Wednesdays We Talk Weird back in January. So I'm just saying, like, this is 100% something anomalous was going on. Mm-hmm. These drone situations actually continued through into about mid-January. And then they started kind of slowly dropping off. And then we had a couple of locals that did have similar experiences. What they were kind of describing right off the bat, my first analysis of it would have been more like some type of parachuters, just because the way that they were describing, they would see like this cluster of strange lights that was in a shape. They would assume it was a shape at first, and then the shape would kind of break apart and do its own thing, and then that was that.
Yeah,
But
night divers. Yeah.
right, but it's January in Ohio, and we had historically low temperatures. Nobody's diving, or no one's doing that. So yeah, and just more typical stuff, and then it was back to just the intermittent strange light in the sky. So anyway, yeah, it's a whole thing. I'm not sure exactly what the purpose of that happening back in December was. I don't have any idea. I have no speculation there. As far as I know, there's nothing. As far as like intelligence goes, there's nothing that would be of interest that was currently happening at that time at the base to like a spy. So just to kind of rule that out, or at least that's what my buddy says. I'm not a military person. I don't know all the heavy terms, but he didn't really understand what was going on either. He's actually been struggling a lot since coming forward publicly with the David Grush thing, and so yeah, he's been going through it.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine.
Yeah, the flack.
So
that would be
you were there. We were here, and we heard there were alleged drone sightings here as well. We had several, and I know that they were up in Pennsylvania. They were literally all over the East Coast from
Jersey. Yeah, Jersey was a big one. I wouldn't be surprised if more of these not necessarily black cubes, but if more things continue to kind of come out of the woodwork as far as these, extra strange events go surrounding the drones. And I wasn't here for it. Everybody was like, "Oh, the drones, let's talk about that." And I'm like, no, that's not. And I'm not crazy about that. But I don't know. I mean, in hindsight, it is weird. We do tend to have things where something gets picked up, it gets reported on, and so therefore you have an influx of reports coming in, and it can be really difficult to tell, especially in 2024 2025, right, modern day, with trolls and things like that. It's hard to tell what's genuine and what is people reporting because they feel safe and they feel like they have somewhere to report to, compared to like what is a genuine flap, for us to actually sit and pay attention to, and what is just made up. I mean, that's difficult.
Yeah, and I think that I don't know. I think that as far as it goes with the flap, I think pretty much the past few years have just been a flap for everywhere at this point.
Right.
It's ridiculous compared to the past.
Yeah.
But we still don't know what those drones were, if they were drones, and we kind of put them into two categories even back then. We're like, some of these make sense and some of these don't make sense at all.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, the ones that made sense, I mean, they were visibly recognizable. I mean, you had me and Larry on here visually tagging some of these the pictures.
Right.
And then there was other ones that just did not make sense.
No.
Oh yeah. And I mean, you have drones, that's a genuine phenomena that's going on. I think what people don't quite understand, though, when they're talking about these drones, they're not talking about little tiny things you can hold in your hand and everybody's got. These are like stealth military drones, but different shape and different maneuvers. These are big. These aren't just little guys.
They haul these things around on flatbeds.
Right. So I think that the word drone has kind of made people, of course they see a drone flying around, they're like, oh, it's something, and it's like, not necessarily.
UAV is probably a more apt term.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And so when they're talking about these things, I mean, they're talking about these massive craft that they're unmanned, but they're also unregistered. And nobody in Dayton, Ohio has unmanned multitude of craft money to just fly it over a military base and in hopes that it doesn't get blown up. I mean, that doesn't happen. And I don't think that any other country that's an adversary to us has the balls enough to do that either. Frankly, I mean, those are expensive toys.
Yeah. I mean, my God, if it's an adversary, I mean, it had to come from that Iranian mothership. But Bigfoot Littlefoot asked, does anyone remember the drones that were flying over neighborhoods in Colorado? Yeah, we actually talked about that while that was happening, and how that literally was years before all this kicked off. Like, there was a pattern of these so-called mystery drones, call them what they were, mystery drone incursions, and it kind of started out in Colorado, from what I recall.
Yeah, it's
even if they were launched by an adversary, they don't have unlimited range as a drone.
No, they don't. No, they don't. And some of these things and maneuvers that they were pulling off, I heard multiple people saying they were changing shapes, and I don't know. I didn't see one do that, so I can't say, but I can say that there was something going on, and they wanted everybody to believe it was just hobby drones. I think we can all agree on that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's not, I mean, that's just not the case. They wouldn't shut down their aerospace for
hobby drones.
Someone's dad flying his drone over the base.
Right. Yeah. And I've got a pretty good feeling that those drones would never make it over the base, right, Joe? Like ordinary off-the-shelf drones ain't going to make it over that fence.
The fact that they sterilized the airspace for unknown, unregistered drones, I called it back then. That's not how it rolls. I said that's not standard operating procedure. It is knock those bad boys out of the air. But they weren't allowed to do anything.
Yeah. Well, and then, the most common theory is like, well, obviously it's Wright Pat. It's just their drones, and they just wanted to cover themselves up. No, listen, everybody here knows that Wright Pat does all this testing. We're very aware of that as residents. And so seeing strange things over the base is not unusual. And on top of that, when they do this testing, now most of it, they'll, they let you know. They let the public know what's going on and what to expect. However, they're not going to put their own pilots in the sky when they know they're doing testing. It's not like they have to fly 24/7 all day, every day. If it was their experiments, they would have made sure those skies were clear first. Because they're not completely incompetent. I mean, they can't dream up this grand conspiracy, but also be so stupid and not know how any of it works. Sorry.
I don't know. I don't really, I don't give them that much credit. I'm glad you do, but there's some pretty dumb people who are doing some incredible things that they shouldn't be doing at this point.
Well, I agree with that point. Yeah.
But but you're right. You're 100% right. And we talked about that too, Joe, because you're not going to, I mean, if you're going to test something, are you really going to test it where everybody can see it? Are you really going to do that? You're going to make a big fuss? Are you going to buzz warships? Are you going to fly over top of, these production facilities and Air Force bases and top secret facilities?
Right. Where people are watching, right? Where people are paying attention and looking for that type of thing. Exactly. They're going to take whatever it is they want to test. They're going to ship it somewhere else and test it in the middle of nowhere.
Yep. That would be what I would do. So, yeah. So this is back in the news. Tomorrow's Friday. So I got a feeling there's probably a follow-up to this. What are you thinking, Joe?
Probably around 4 or 5 p.m.
Yeah, that seems to be about it. 3 to 4 is somewhere in there. Because I know that's when it usually hits. No clue what it's going to be at this point, of course, but we do know that, Representative Luna was on Joe Rogan recently, and I played a little clip earlier, but she went down some interesting rabbit holes, didn't she?
Oh, that is a understatement.
Ancient astronaut theorists would say yes.
That's all I have.
It was a very interesting thing. Ashley, do you want to stick around for the show? You're more than welcome.
So I don't think I have enough battery life to.
I understand she's on her phone, guys, just to let you all know.
No, I did bust out my computer. I could switch to the phone, but Today was the first day of school, so I think
Oh,
I'm
Yep.
get the
I
kid in the
got
shower
you.
and listen from afar.
We got you. We got you. Hey, we'll
Yeah,
get you back
I'm
on.
operating on back to school schedule as of last night, and I'm not a fan.
It's a tough life. It's really
It
It's a
is.
miserable.
big transition for everybody this
It
time of
is.
year.
Yeah.
And
Yep, it
it's
is.
people
It's
don't
work,
get that.
work, come home, cook, go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but no, I'll come back. We'll pick a topic, whatever the people want to hear. Give the people what they want.
People, you heard her. What do you want? We will have Ashley back as a guest host, and you guys pick the subject. That's what we'll do. We'll let them pick.
Yeah, by all means. Right, test me. Throw something you think I don't know at me. I dare you. All right, guys. Well, I will probably pop in the chat here and there. But other than that, have a good night.
All right, you get some rest.
Thank you.
Night, Ashley. Take
Later,
care.
my friend. Bye-bye. Folks, if you have not done so, please go over and do like and subscribe and all that stuff, and sit around kind of like what we do here, and give her a listen every now and again.
The show is on Wednesdays. We talk weird.
Wednesdays we talk weird. That's right. And she does a lot of stuff. There's a book. She wrote a book. That I used to have a graphic of that. I don't know where it's at. I'll have to try to find it before the end of the show. But yeah. We're going to get her back, and we'll do a show, and you guys choose what you want to talk about. But let's go into this story, Joe, because Ancient Astronaut Theories has literally, officially, pretty much, well, almost officially been recognized at this point by the government.
Yeah, it's weird.
The stuff that people laughed about forever is being talked about by government officials.
Yep. Which is one of those things where, like, how much weight do we put in it? What do we take from it? It's weird.
Right.
It's
Are we being led? That's the question I have. Are we being led here? Is there, what? Why are we talking about this? I don't understand, but it seems like we're going somewhere with this stuff. I'm going to play a few of the clips, and then we're going to react to them and kind of talk about it. All right, guys. So, like I said, this was off of the Joe Rogan show, and let's see. I think it would be this one. It's not clip one. Let me go ahead and erase these so I don't keep playing the same thing. Oh, well, wait. No, I'm going to keep clip one there because I'm going to play that again later. But anyway, here we go.
And ask specifically on the UAP topic.
What would be the rationale for keeping a photograph of a known absolute not of this world craft from the American people or from the world? Why would anybody think that would be the smart thing to do, is to limit the access of that information to a very small amount of people?
I think that part of the fear is that you have advisors that think that, the American people or humanity might not be able to handle it. There's this protective complex, but then also too, I think when you are talking about these things, for a lot of people, I think that it kind of can rock your world a little bit in regard.
It can rock your world a little bit. Okay. Just a little bit. It can rock your world a little bit, guys. Just, bear with what she's getting ready to go into if you haven't heard this.
To where you stand in a faith perspective, and then also too, an aspect of, well, how do you even begin to explain it? And all I'm going to say is, look, and we can go into some of the books that were removed from what we know as the modern day Bible, but I read through the book of Enoch multiple times, and
she gets multiple points for that, by the way, from me. So just going to say, throw that out there. Anyone who actually has done that can talk about this.
I'm not saying that these things are angels. Okay. That's not at all what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that depending on where you are in regards to your whole perspective on whether or not God exists, like I believe in God, I'm a Christian. There has to have been, and there.
Oh, hold up. Someone's calling someone a psychopath. I want to know what this is about. What is this? What is this about? Who's a psychopath?
Saw this earlier. Psychopath. I'm assuming he's probably talking about the Rogan or Luna.
Yeah, I'd like to know a little more about that. I mean, I'm open. I'm listening to you, but I'm not going to call her a psychopath. She's actually listened to a little bit of what should we say here, Joe? She stepped outside the box, and
Yeah.
she looked a little bit beyond. And again, we have to take that into consideration when we investigate this kind of stuff, because at this point, I've seen stuff I can't explain. And I guarantee you that they've seen things that are way more crazy than anything that you and
Well,
me have both
she even
seen.
addresses some of that here momentarily.
Yeah.
There's admissions
into
that there was other creations that God made, but that we were the most prized creation. And so I think that this can open up a bigger topic of discussion.
So
Of this,
that is significant, and I'm going to show you why that's significant. You can go ahead and remove that. Watch this, because this has happened before. That's the more interesting thing. We actually covered this, guys. We covered this a long time ago. So long that I have to go back onto another hard drive to find it. But if any of what she just said sounds familiar to any of you, you're going to know why. Just give me a second. We've got a lot of files. I believe it was right here. So I think it was the podcast actually back then when we were doing it, if I remember correctly.
What was it?
It was one of the seasons that we did, one of the episodes we did about how they were preparing. Remember, they had the people get together and trying to figure out how they were going to address.
Oh, yeah. Where they gathered all the world leaders and religious leaders together, and they were figuring out how to address the oncoming reality of the other.
And how many years ago was that? That's why it's significant.
Yeah, that's several years ago. Well, not several, but it's been at least 3.
Yeah, it's been at least 3 years, because I know that it was, I want to say it was 2 years ago, but I'm not going to, not going to say 100% that's it.
I remember it was cold.
It was cold.
And I'm wanting to say it was either November or February.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right.
Because we had all the holiday stuff in between, and it was either November or February that happened, but it was the world gathering of, all the world religious leaders that NASA put it together.
Yeah, they did. And I remember us having that conversation about this, like, what in the world are they actually doing? Why are they doing that? It kind of seems like we're right back at that talk again, or at least we're trying to go into that talk again, right?
Hey, Dances, we've got quite a few. We have a few externals, but we do appreciate it.
But regardless of how someone is with other topics, other subjects, when they've been read into something like this, you have to wonder, what have they actually taken from it? What have they learned from it? That's the better question.
I'm still waiting on my baggie of metamaterials to come in the bill from Temu. I got to make a TR3B.
Well, the problem with the metamaterial is that it'll fall apart if you look at it. You'll understand that.
Oh, so this did happen. I saw this just before the show, and I hadn't had a chance to look into it. She accused Elizondo and Greer, who I'm not fond of, and Chris Mellon, who I respect, as an honorable. What was it that she accused him of?
She said that they were they had made room for everybody to come to the skiff, and they skipped out on them. And
which they did do that. That happened.
But here's the thing: they framed her up a little.
UFO conference.
Yeah, they did, but it was kind of framed up too, because there's a little more to that clip, and I think that Joe had said something to the fact of, well, maybe they were threatened. you know, and she finally admits, well, we have heard people say that. Which means, you know, we've heard that too. I mean, even Grush said that, right? It was from day one. He said, you know, that
Yeah,
he
Grush.
feared.
I'll give you that. Grush was threatened, but like, what are the odds that the same day they're having a skiff meeting, that all those guys go to a UFO conference in Washington State?
Well, it's just him. He did that. The other ones were actually
it
sick.
wasn't just Elizondo.
Well, they got sick. They
Mellon
got sick.
Mellon got sick, but Mellon was at another event.
So that's the thing with it. And I don't know what we're supposed to, what are we going to do if they schedule this for September and it happens again? There's a good question. That's the better question.
Yeah, no, it is a good question, because the only event in September is Mothman Festival.
Well, we know he's not at Mothman, so there's that. But yeah, what do we
like? It was too. I would like. We even were frustrated here on the show.
We called it out. Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, we did.
So you know,
but we're nobodies.
Chris Mellon is the only one that had an actual real excuse. Everybody else. Everybody else, including George Knapp and Corbell, were in Washington.
Yeah.
So, you know, I said it then, I'll say it now. I'd have skipped an event to go to a skiff.
Well, yeah, we've talked about that before.
Yep.
But you know, I'm going to say this.
Pat brings up a good point.
What?
If I was spilling government secrets, I would not go to a closed door meeting in DC either. Yeah.
I mean, I get that. I really do. And I think that could be the concern of some of these people. I'm not going to be the one who says that, you know, Lou Elizondo didn't have any reason to do this. I don't know. I don't know what was going on behind the scenes. None of us do. That's the problem here. We're not being told everything. We're not being told a little bit of this stuff. On the outside, yeah, it looks bad. But is there something else going on in the inside? Like something really big? I don't know. But if someone literally sets up this skiff that you've been begging for, like for months, and here it is, and they're like, come on in, we're ready to sit down and talk to you, and then you don't show up, there's something going on there.
Especially if you don't show up and you show up in another very large event.
Well, it's not one person, it's multiple. And then, you know, of course, like they said, they kind of ghosted them, didn't want to talk to them or whatever. It's okay. If you don't like Luna, that's fine. But there's other representatives that they could have contacted. This conversation didn't have to stop. That's the point.
Right.
So something happened to stop it. And that had to be something either external or internal, right? So where did it come from?
If it was internal, you'd probably be hearing more about it, because Grush is now internal.
He is. He absolutely is. So I think if this thing happens in September, we'll get a little more from it, but I don't know. I just don't know what the cause was. You know, I don't know if it's because, like, you know, like you're getting, I get what you're saying. I absolutely get what you're saying there, Godot, because if you think about it, you know, maybe they were like, well, if I do this, then maybe I'm seen aligning myself with this person, et cetera, et cetera. But that's not really what it was about. It was about trying to create this transparency behind a closed door that would eventually come forward. At least that's what we're told. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe they had some inside information. I don't know. I don't think we will know until someone does come forward and tells us exactly what that was all about.
Yeah.
Bait and switch. There you go. I mean, it could have been. Yeah, exactly. No, it could have been. It could have been. Totally. And I think that's our issue. We don't know what that was supposed to be.
Go to an event and money, go to skiff, headaches. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's probably true too. But, you know, I'm not the guy who's building a freaking, you know, what is it? A survival bunker, you know?
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so he knows something. I'm just going to say it. He knows something, you know.
Yeah, I mean, and he also back in 2020, I think, said just get a hobby for 5 years.
He did say that.
Remember?
Yeah.
He said get a hobby for 5 years. It'll come out. Don't worry
It'll all
about
come
it.
out. It'll all come out. Yeah, he did say that. He did say that. That's true. That's absolutely true. So we're sitting around. We're just waiting for these guys to actually take the stand. But here's the problem. And I think GODOT just pointed it out. It's blaring. It's huge. And it's that the distrust of the system is rampant at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So who are we going to believe even if they do sit down and do this?
Yeah. No, you're 100% right, because at this point, it doesn't matter who is in leadership. When this stuff starts to trickle out, you are going to have dissenters across the board because nobody trusts the government. Then you also have the hyper party affiliates on either side who just don't, regardless of what's going on. If side A is doing something, they're going to agree with side B, and the other side's going to be on the other end of the fence.
Yep.
Chris Mellon represents OK's money, or old money establishment. Actually, he's a good person too.
I mean,
he does seem to be good. And if you, I don't know if you joined us yet, but Chris Mellon dropped a few minute long video where basically he threatened catastrophic disclosure, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, he really did. And, we're waiting for that because I really think that that's coming. I just want to let you guys know, I do think that that's coming. That is the
It was right after the Washington Post article.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or New York Post.
And I'm pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure that there's a lot more of that on the way. Yeah. Because if you've noticed, everything kind of silented down a little bit there. Even Corbell got a little quiet.
It's coming up on this hearing.
It is. And everybody's not showing their hands.
Right.
That's exactly what's happening right now. This is a poker game. But like I'm saying, and again, I'm agreeing here. Like, I think that there is an issue with, hello, Angie. I think there's an issue here with who do we trust, and can we trust anything that comes out? I'm saying no, we can absolutely not. Trust not, question everything. Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Interrogare omnia, right? What's that, bud?
Let's get one of these other clips rolling.
Oh yeah, let's get another clip rolling here. We got let's see, which one was that? That was 2. No, that was this one. So this was clip number 2 of their interview. And one of these, she actually talks about, what she has seen versus what she has heard.
It's possible that these are U.S. vehicles that are top secret.
I definitely think that there's a level of advanced technology that the U.S. government has. And I think that tech can be housed within the defense contractor realm. And of course, some information is going to be classified. But I can also tell you, and this might sound crazy, but based on our investigations and stuff that we've seen, okay, there is definitely something that I think would...
Stuff that they have seen.
Not heard, but
stuff
seen.
They have seen.
Rival what we know currently with physics, and a tech that potentially is out there that we don't have the ability to reproduce, because it would basically be like dropping a cell phone right off back during the time of maybe caveman. So like we just don't have the tech to develop it yet.
It's like dropping a cell phone off to the cavemen.
I mean,
which that's been a prevailing theory for ever. And that it was either seeded, air quotes there, seeded and gifted, or it was a remnant from something that was left behind that we just stumbled upon.
Absolutely. Yeah. Was that all that one, or did
that was it.
Played through that? Okay. And this was the third clip.
What are these things? And they keep saying interdimensional. And then when you talk.
Now, this is where it gets interesting, in my opinion, because there are things that are said and there are things that are not said, but other people are inferring. Okay.
Yes.
So listen to the words and how she says it, the phrasing, and pay attention to just that. Don't put anything into it. Just listen to what she says.
About the interdimensional aspect of, are these things pre-existing, maybe outside of what we currently know as our own dimension. That stuff can kind of all sound crazy, but at the end of the day, you know, my job as an investigator is to receive all the information, decipher it, and then ultimately from a congressional aspect, if you do have contractors that are withholding information or operating outside of the purview of the federal government, I mean, there's budgetary issues, but there's definitely something that I can tell you with confidence that exists that we don't know how to explain currently.
With confidence, there's something that exists that we don't know how to explain currently.
Not she, we, as in a consortium, a group of individuals.
And that's something that you have heard on this show. That's something you heard echoed on Paranormal Horizons. It's something that you're going to hear echoed into the future. Ashley brings up a point here that people aren't ready, and those are the facts. I hate it. Not that I think the government knows it all that much anyway, but whatever they know, there's a reason they hid it.
Yeah. There is. There's a very good reason they hit it, and I think that reason. I think we've touched that reason multiple times, and it's just it's out there. It's a little out there.
Ada, get to feeling better. I hope you have a restful night and are feeling better in the morning.
Absolutely.
So when you say that it operates outside our understanding of physics, what specifically are you saying? Like what happened?
To I guess break it down in simple terms is that I think that some of the tech that exists, that whatever these things have, these energy things have,
energy things? What do you mean?
Well, they call
no. So energy things. You heard that, right? We've never really called them energy things. I've never heard that term used before. Have you heard that term specifically used?
It's been used a lot, you know, because you hear beings of light. Light's technically energy beings. I've heard energy beings, actually, that exact wording quite a bit, particularly in reference to the interdimensional creatures and interdimensional beings. You know, Jacques Vallée in a couple of his books mentions, you know, the possibilities, and it's more postulation,
right,
than direct calling out with Vallée.
This is what I'm getting at.
But there's been a lot of researchers, there's been a lot of people, especially on Facebook, in these UFO groups and on Reddit, that do refer to these extra-dimensional types as energy beings.
Them interdimensional beings. I think that they can actually operate through the time spaces that we currently have. And that's not something that I came up with on my own. That's based on stuff that we've seen. That's based on information that we've been told. And then also too, I think that there's this historical aspect of, you know, this gets into the deeper theories and concepts of religion. And I think the history that we currently know, and that kind of spins off into another topic of, you know, you have the modern day Bible, you have this aspect of Bibles that, or books of the Bible that have been removed that explain and kind of touch on these topics. And I think that we're in a time and age where you have such a vast amount of information that we have access to via social media, via your cell phone, via the internet. And so it's really changing the way that we understand, you know, the origins of life and the spiritual reality that we know.
She jumped around a lot, didn't she, Joe?
Oh yeah. There was some gymnastics there.
She was kind of uncomfortable talking about some things. Like she was trying not to say certain things there.
Yeah, and that is typical of a politician.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That and, you know, can't keep their train of, you know.
Yeah, you're looking at something that's also of a sensitive nature.
Yeah.
The hearings haven't happened yet. You can't let all the cats out of the bag.
Right.
You can talk about what you can. And then, you know, we've seen Lou do it. We've seen Chris Mellon do it. We've seen other Jeremy Corbell do it. We've seen Ryan Graves do it. We'll go so far and then stop, pivot, and go in another direction because there are reasons they've been told they can't go
further. NWAH 11 there. Blessings, multiple blessings. As soon as we're done with this, we'll get you a proper blessing. Thank you.
I threw him up there while it was running too.
Thank you so much.
She means exotic ET tech portals and Gnostic archons and evangelism versus evangelism. Possibly,
yeah. There's some
with some of the stuff that she's going into here.
there's some stuff there.
Ashley threw out there, I think energy is the closest way we can describe them. Not that I think it's totally accurate, agreed, but that it's the easiest way that we can understand it. Yeah, as far as the layman is concerned, I think some of these things that is the easiest way to put it, which she did preface in the plainest terms I can use. She did preface that. And then she mentioned extra-dimensional beings. So Tony said, so extra-dimensional beings, the Book of Enoch, I need coffee.
Yeah.
When you say interdimensional beings, that they know that these are interdimensional beings, how do they know that?
Based on testimony would be based on witnesses that have come forward. But what I can tell you is
the witnesses just were told that they were.
Now, what I can tell you, meaning she knows more than what she's actually saying right here.
No, that they've seen things. And what I can tell you without getting into classified conversations is that there have been incidences that I believe where very credible people have reported that there have been movement outside of time and space.
That's very vague.
Yeah. So look,
unfortunately.
Yeah. Look, have I seen a portal? But no. Have I seen a spaceship? Personally, no. Have I seen evidence of this? Yes. Have I seen photo documentation of aircraft that I believe were not made by mankind? Yes. Is there historical significance to this? Yes. Is there multiple events that go back to, I would argue, maybe even before the time of Christ that have documented this in text? Yes.
I mean,
ancient astronaut, theorists say what?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it goes back as far as the writings and cave paintings, NW Hall says something that has been echoed by me for ages. The English language is so limited when trying to explain things that are beyond our intellect and understanding.
Oh yeah.
It is our lexicon is broken.
Yep. We tried to fix it, but it didn't work.
Yep.
I know it's still working, just slowly.
Craft flying through solid earth. Yeah. Completely breaking physics. Yeah.
Broken physics.
Movement outside time and space. London, Christmas, and a madman in a blue box.
I mean, we have actually heard the very similar, things to that from very reputable people that, there were distortions in time and space.
Ashley just said we did a episode on miracles where we tie the church recognized miracles to modern day examples of the paranormal, and it's all the same stuff. And it does it's real similar. It does seem that there's a lot of connectedness.
It's that thread. It's the invisible thread that holds all this together. And that, to me, is the big mystery. That one thread that holds all of this together. It seems to, anyway. But I think it's real. I think that's what most of us who explore high strangeness, or the aspect of high strangeness with this, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that thread, because it does seem that there is one there.
Yeah. So with this interview down, we have September coming around in a couple weeks. There's the potential for far more.
Oh yeah.
To be dropped between now and then. But what do you think?
I'm thinking that it's going to be a very interesting fall.
I think this is going to be very, very interesting.
Unless it gets derailed, it's going to be very interesting.
It could get derailed, but I think that this interview is going to catch fire. in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Right. So we're going to be watching this story. Obviously, it's breaking story. It's developing, and we're going to be seeing what's up with it. We're going to be getting some updates on, of course, the 3i Atlas thing. That's still coming. 300 or what is it? 360 some or 160 some thousand miles per hour, whatever. It's still coming, still heading this way. Not toward Earth, like, a lot of these crazy clickbaits are saying. Brookings report, full disclosure, will lead to many international and civil wars. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Brookings report kind of called that stuff a long time ago, and it's taken a very long time to get people onto a level to where they can halfway absorb this. The real question is why now? And we've been asking that for years. Why are we in a push to bring this out? And why are there others who are like, don't say it, don't do it, don't do this. We don't want this. There's a reason. Something is happening.
Oz brings up a good point. This happened 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Terry McKenna said back in 2020 that things were going to get it was 20 years ago, I think. So it was like 2005. That things were going to get weird, so weird that people are going to start talking about how weird it was, and that it was going to be so weird that they couldn't avoid it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it's at.
Well, that's the whole point. You're not supposed to avoid it. Everyone's supposed to be absorbed by this in some way or form, because it's going to touch, it's going to touch all of us. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Particularly when, we did the episode where I was trying to find earlier, the religion episode, UFOs. I think that was the name of it.
It was UFOs and religion.
I think it was. And that's what we're talking about. Like, how will this affect that? We're going to have this conversation.
It was either that or we did it in the history of UFOs.
No, it was a special one. As I know it was right after, it was one of the first shows right after Jess left, I think. And it was just you and me. And it's pretty good. It was really good, actually. But I think that's when it was. I could be wrong. But either way, it's been
out there getting them. There's 38 people watching, but there's not 38 likes.
That means we're doing a terrible job.
Yes.
No, this means we're doing a terrible job. We need to do better. That's what that means. Anyway, so let's find you something to do a little better. This past weekend, we had several reports.
Yeah,
that came in, and I posted up.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Welcome aboard. So I posted up one of those, and that was Sunday night. Was it Sunday night? Was right.
It was Sunday night. Yeah, because we were out all night Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. Sunday night, and I asked for an inquiry in the group. Have people seen anything strange? Well, it just so happened that it had to be the night that, there were multiple rocket launches and a Perseus meteor shower going on. And, everybody was posting pictures of a rocket, what was it? A deorbit burn. That was second place, fuel dump.
And that's why we love you, Donna.
Smash.
She says, I smashed the like button at the beginning, and I always do.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That makes the algorithm work. That's what gets us out there.
Get on it, Canola Rail fan. But thanks
I forgot to hit something like join. So what was reported to me was
That's
not
right. Like the episode, or Elizondo won't show up at the skiff.
Oh God, yeah, that's right, guys. We have to get serious for a minute and do that, right? So if you want Lou Elizondo to show up at the skiff, you will hit like and share, and you will subscribe.
And again, sorry for the lighting situation. Studio lights took a dump today, so I look like I'm on Unsolved Mysteries. So Ron, tell us about what happened this weekend, along with all the normal stuff.
Yeah. So there was a sighting. It was in a Poca area. It was a triangular series of white lights that was moving overhead. And apparently the witness saw this, thought they were satellites coming, but then noticed they were in a triangular formation that never broke. And this was not satellites. Went overhead, faded out, disappeared, and was like, well, wait a minute. I need to figure out what that is, and contacted me. I put it out there, and no one saw anything similar to this, by the way, just to let you know. Everybody was watching the spiral, like I said, and of course the meteors. But that happened. And then there was other things that happened this weekend, which were interesting. But how many of you guys, did you guys see anything weird this weekend? I mean, while you're here, because I don't know. I mean, might as well ask here. We've asked everywhere else.
Right.
If you had, then please let us know. And again, yes, we know there were meteor showers. It's not a meteor. Yes, we know that rocket launches. It wasn't that. So if your sighting falls beyond those things, then we want to hear from you. Yes, absolutely. So we did a thing this past weekend, right?
Yeah, we did.
We
did
a thing.
indeed.
We did.
You guys funded a thing, said you wanted a thing, so
And
we're doing the thing.
And we did a thing, and we're doing a thing. And we're still not ready to give you the name of the thing, but I can give you a couple of screenshots from the thing if you'd like to see that. And if you would like to see that, I'm over here looking at the analytics right now. And when I see a whole bunch of those, those likes go up on there, I'm gonna probably, go grab some of those, and we're gonna do that. We'll let you see them. Let you see what's going on.
Nice. Oz caught the remnants of the rocket launch on her night-long video.
Oh, that is cool. That's very cool. Oh yeah,
Dude, said I seen it weird on Monday night. What'd you see?
Okay, what? There we go. Now we're talking.
Vincent says, I like to see that. Godot said, keep on scanning.
So we're not going to give you everything, because believe me, there was some stuff that happened out there that I'm still trying to
wild stuff.
Just still trying to work through, still trying to peer review and get it looked at by other people. But there was some stuff, and there were a couple of experiments that took place. So let me see if I can find a couple clips for you. Joe, entertain the folks while I go look for clips. Why don't you?
Well, it will give you a little bit of a food for thought here. So you guys know that we did Paranormal Horizons, and that now we are making our own series that is being supported and produced by you guys. And we went out, and it was starting off kind of slow, and then things picked up, and it was after some experiments, but we got some experiments going. And Ron is looking for some still shots of some of the experiments, because, as we promised when we went back to Wineberry at the end of the episodes in Wineberry for Paranormal Horizons, we said we needed to go back with bigger lasers, and we did that.
We definitely did that. Yeah, we did that. So I'm trying to find this
Okay, 10:30 p.m. headed home. Moon was huge. Couldn't stop to take a pic, and got home. It was the same direction as the moon, and then it was gone. No cloud cover is seen. The stars, but no moon.
Oh, get a description of that and where.
Yeah,
general area.
Give us like a general area.
Yeah,
and like best description possible, so we can chart it and throw it on a map.
Yeah, that might be very significant.
Beth said, I love having y'all there. Yeah, she was tickled because we did catch some stuff that she said she's been seeing, and it's stuff that she's been sending us, but we haven't shown on here because we've been sitting on it waiting.
Well, we knew we were going back. We
knew we were going to be going back, so we didn't want to spill all of it outright, and show everything, because we were going to try to get down there to generate something cool for you guys, and I think we did that.
Yeah, we generated something. I'm not really sure what it was, but we generated something.
Adam Good says, hey, I'm alive mostly.
Mostly? There you go.
Parkersburg.
Okay.
Where Route 50 and 77 meet.
Yeah, that
Okay.
could.
I know exactly where that's at.
Yep, that could definitely be significant.
Bring me home a black cube. You got it, man. That's the second time the black cube has shown up here on the show. Third, if you count the articles. But yeah, the Fortnite cube.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it called? What's his name? Was it Mark? Can't remember what the name of the cube was. It's been so long. Jeez. But we named the cube. The community named the cube as it marched its way across the
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me. I got some footage. I'm ready to share.
Kevin, that's right, Kevin. So, if you play Fortnite, you need to friend Ron and I, because Ron and I play pretty much at least a little bit every day.
Oh, Ohio's here.
I can't believe that I'm late.
That's hilarious.
Well, you're here, and that's all that matters, man.
Exactly. Is there a late? Is there time?
You don't disappoint me, man. You ran into those comment threads and
Oh,
ran
boy.
our defense for.
I was like
out of nowhere, and we were shocked, man. We appreciate you.
I was like never seen that happen before.
Yeah,
by the way, just to let you know,
right.
That's never happened on anything we've ever
You're
done.
the first person that's ever done that.
No one's ever came into our defense, so that was a turning point. We were really amazed by that. So so
you really will have fun with it, and it's
Ashley.
Yeah,
you got to.
You will have fun with it, even if you suck. Like, it's fun.
I sucked at first.
Yeah, you get better, and it's just fun.
Suck a little less now, but you can still do the things, and it's fun. I love the missions. I love the goals. That's fun. And you don't have to spend anything unless you just want to. I think that's the cool thing about it. It's not like you're playing Fallout where you got to pay, X amount of dollars to make sure that you can keep your stash of stuff. It's that game. I like it, but it drives me crazy.
NW said, I'd be down to play, but I haven't played since Chapter 1, Season 6. Man, it is a different game now. Because that's like, I played back then, and I didn't like it that much, and I quit. And then I picked it back up around Chapter 4.
And so this is directly off of, not processed, right off of Psionics. And I'm just going to play a little clip, so don't y'all get greedy.
Tony says, have you taken down a queen bug yet? I soloed a queen bug last night.
Pretty fun.
Yeah.
Y'all ready to fire this thing off? I want to let you see this fully operational system.
Hang on. Let me get it. Bow. I got to get all the blinders down, and there we go. We're ready.
Ready to roll? Here we go. This is just test footage. Oh, well, that's all you get. Sorry. I might be able to find something else. Hang on. Let me see.
So we said bigger lasers. We went back with bigger lasers, guys.
Oh, we definitely went back with bigger lasers. I was trying to find one for you. Hang on. I'm going to give you
man, Matt Carter. I played it when it was zombie survival game where you had to survive a fortnight. It was wild how much it's changed. Oh, it really is.
That's the original game.
It came out. That was the original game.
Yeah, that's the original game. Let's see.
I said, I'm worried about the Chinese regime's 3 new stealth fighters and work on quantum sensor. I'm not. Have you seen what their Navy did yesterday?
I did. What in the world did they? How did they do that?
I don't know.
That was absolutely unreal. And the fact that someone recorded it and immediately put it on
Oh yeah.
social media. That's even better.
NW said you sound like super villains from saying we needed bigger lasers. Oh yeah, I know. It was great. And we did need bigger lasers and we got them.
And they did something. And I don't know what to this day, but they did something. Where is that one scene? I want to show it. I want to show this. Oh, yeah, I think this is it right here. Okay. This is just a little sneaky peeky. All right. Again, don't ask for anything more. You got to be patient.
No, Tony, that wasn't Save the World. Save the World was a different gameplay mode. It was the original Fortnite was like a zombie survival. You just had to survive. You had to build and survive.
Okay, here we go. Y'all ready for this one?
Yes.
It's going to get kind of interesting here. I'm going to play this for you. There's no sound. Ha ha ha. See what I did there? But you'll get to see it. So just, it's all good. Here we go. Use your imagination. Look, it's Beth, everybody. What could she be looking at? What do you think she's looking at, Joe?
Well, we're looking at the ground, so it seems.
Ah, you scared me. Well, what do y'all think's going on there? I'm just going to leave it right there hanging for you.
Some of you guys might just recognize that spot. There's a teaser for you.
It literally makes no sense.
You might recognize that spot. There may or may not be a video.
Right. You know what? No, it's cool. We'll give them that. Because they've seen that part, before, right? And just in a different world. So, you know what? Because you guys were so nice and, just for being here.
LR said it's at the track or it's radioactive or both.
Well, I'm not going to answer any of those things, but I'm just going to share this screen and I'm going to leave it to your imaginations to figure it out, just like they do, online with all the other stuff on social media. And then you guys can just fill in the blanks. But I don't know. You tell me. What's it look like to you? Oh, nope. That's as far as we're going.
So yeah. Nope, not a snake.
So it wasn't all it wasn't at all what we expected. I'll just say that. And we got more data about some other things that happened out there.
Yeah.
While we were there before. That changed everything. I think that's good to say, right? It changed everything.
Yeah, it did. And Joe nuked a whippoorwill. No, Joe didn't nuke a whippoorwill. We didn't hear any whippoorwills that night.
No whippoorwills.
Pat said that's a big footprint.
It sure was.
It was, and it was old. It was an old footprint.
Sure, yeah. But it was pretty big, yeah. And there's a few around there, but you'll get to see them. But you could see other things too, things that we couldn't quite explain. And I've keep saying it, and I need to stop because I'm always like, what are they going to do next? What's going to happen next? Yeah, how's it going to escalate? Because it always builds up, and it built up to something this time that we just didn't expect ever in a million years.
Not there anyway.
No. And I still didn't expect it the way that it happened. And I don't understand it at all. And like I said, we're trying to get this looked at by other people. So hopefully we'll be able to have some explanation for what happened.
Yeah.
Because right now there is no explanation for what happened. There was some multiple synchronicities and an event took place. And that's about all I can say right now. But it was significant, I think.
Did you get to pet the space Wookiees? Not this time, Pat.
If we did, we don't remember. But there's a high possibility that we don't remember.
Ron is manifesting his chaos theory stuff.
I swear I didn't.
Joe cooks food in his pockets.
I didn't do it. We
This
went out.
one-
We went out.
like with negative.
Yeah.
Not necessarily negative, but like
No.
we went out with blinders on.
Not trying to intent anything, not trying to think of anything, conducting full out experiments. But we did have somebody out there trying to conduct an experiment off-site remotely.
Yeah.
Results are the results, and you'll get to see them hopefully within the next couple months. This is it's a pretty good little production. You're going to like it.
And that one will be like the tail end of that set of episodes.
I don't even know where it's going to fit
And
in, but you'll get to see it.
Episodes, plural.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's enough stuff for this. We're going to get a few episodes out of it for you guys, and you will get to see those. It's just going to, time to set and put them together and edit them.
And right now we've got, Mothman we were building up for, so we've got to get stuff made for that. So it's got to take a little back burner there.
But we're working, we're getting you guys stuff. We're probably, it's very likely that we're going to go out and film again before Mothman.
Highly likely. Yeah.
And possibly more than once, but we'll see. And that'll also be added into this lineup. So you guys are going to have some good time.
So we've got multiple places at this point, and we know we got a pretty good idea where it's going to go.
My trainer arrived on time today. Nothing else abnormal to report from Queens, New York.
All right, good. Our eyes in the skies out that way.
Chug. And Chug, we just so you know, we were in fact filming in Wineberry this past weekend. Just to fill you in and keep you posted. We had a wild time, and it's going to be multiple episodes worth of content that's going to come out of that, and you guys are going to get to enjoy that soon. Soon adjacent, rather. We do have we got Mothman coming up and some other things, but as quick as we can get this edited and put together, we are going to start releasing the episodes. And but yeah, it was interesting.
Not at all what we expected.
I've had huge human footprints on my property. Some measure 14 inches, some measure 18s, but there's there's always one single print. What's up with that? Okay. So that is odd. I've seen certain, now was it like depressed in the grass, or was like did you see grass and there was dirt there? Because looking at this from a purely natural side of things, like if there's a lot of people that will see a footprint in the middle of a grassy field and it's like dirt underneath, and that would infer that Bigfoot or whatever left the footprint would have some kind of like spectricide. You need medical staff while filming. Wink, wink. Hey, we had the medical bag there on site, and the only thing we were missing was you, my friend. You need to tag along next time, buddy. But yeah, okay. And Donna said, and they have seemed to appear in August in the hottest month. Like, who's going to hop around barefoot in someone's property in the middle of nowhere in hot ground? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, you'll see some of this stuff. It's very interesting.
Well, I can't wait till they get to see it, because again, there were so many things that happened that it literally just, it made you ask a lot of questions, didn't it? I mean, really, truthfully. So I don't know. I don't know what happened. Like I said, we're still trying to figure out some of that stuff. And it's hard to explain other than, you're going to have to wait a little bit for that.
Yep.
But, yeah, there's multiple things that are going to be taking place. And
Throw
yeah,
a laser shot one more time.
laser shot. You want a laser shot?
Yeah, everybody can see that again.
All right, let me find a laser shot. Let me see. Where's the laser shot? Oh, you just like that laser shot, huh? Yeah.
It looks cool, man.
Well, yeah, it does. It does. Find it again. It's like the Death Star or something. I don't know. I think I can play that. Yeah, I'm just going to play that. Okay, here we go. Let's back that up. And where is my share? Oh, here it is. Sorry. Trying to get these things done live. It's hard. Whoop. Whoop.
Firing off the laser beams.
Did anything show up? I don't know. You'll have to wait and see.
Wait and see.
But you'll have to wait and see that. Let me back it up. Yeah, we do it 2 times. There we go. 1 fire. And second fire. That's right. Here somewhere. Yeah, that's it. So get ready for it. Get ready for it. It's going to be cool. You're going to enjoy it. And yeah, we'll definitely, I mean, we've got now we got to do something else out there. So
I know,
that's the thing. And I am happy to say, I think Ike was the one who asked, did we get any bites or whatever it was? That was kind of funny. Yeah, the new device worked just perfectly fine, didn't it?
It did. It did.
Yeah, there were some results with it as well. So now it gets to be made bigger and a little more powerful.
Very happy with how it turned out.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, very, very interesting night. Special thanks out to Adam Good and Angie and Larry and Beth, Maria for being out there in support and helping us out there in the field and being part of what we're doing. We are going to be bringing more of you guys along as we go for these little adventures, and you will see similar faces that you've seen in Paranormal Horizons and probably some more as we go along conducting these investigations.
And we may see, things looking back at us that we didn't see, but for real. And that's what's going to be nice about this, because that's one of the things I liked about Paranormal Horizons is that the audience tried to catch these things. And it really helped us because on a couple of those things, there was data points there.
Right. There were a few anomalies. You're right.
Yeah. And they caught them and we didn't. But, but we were also I was working really fast on Paranormal Horizons. On this one, I got a little more time to go in and scrub and look at, to look at the data and look at it a little bit closer. Maybe, pull it in and do some filters here and there and see if there's something else. But we couldn't do that because we just didn't have time. With this one, we do have time. And next thing I have to do is I have to continue to offload everything. So I've still got to get data from Larry. Still got to get the data from Adam. I've still got to get all the other stuff downloaded that we've got. Yeah. Then I've got to start watching it all because there were some cameras that ran pretty much the full investigation. There was audio that ran the full investigation. Yeah. So it's a lot of work. And then, getting ready for Mothman. So
Seth says, hey, everybody, I'm sorry I'm late to comment. I've been creeping the whole time while felting Mothman. Nice.
Oh, isn't that cool? That's cool.
Yeah, it's a good jaunt as long as it doesn't rain a lot. That's right. We're not fair weather investigators. We've got some videos of us out in the pouring rain, but I agree, it is much better if it's
It's a
not raining.
lot easier, right? It's a whole lot easier when it doesn't rain. I know that. Man, the equipment was taking a beating that night with all the
Yep.
dew too. So yeah.
Oh yeah, the dew point hit at like 9:30,
ridiculous.
and you want to talk about soaked. Everything got soaked. We were having to wipe lenses off.
It was bad.
Anything that was cooler than anything that was like ambient temperature had dew in it.
Yep. We might be setting up a cover at some point in the future if we do that again, but I don't think it would have mattered. What else do we have coming up, Joseph?
Well, we've got over the next couple of weeks, it's just going to be here with Wild and Weird Radio live at 8 p.m. Eastern every Thursday. But we have the Carter County Bigfoot Festival. We're going to be there speaking. We've got Mothman Festival coming up, and then we've got Cryptid Con after that. And in between those two, there is Thunder in the Mountains Powwow.
Yeah. That's going to be a fun one. You folks who've never been to the powwow, it's a lot of fun.
It really is.
It's a very, very inclusive powwow. So you're going to learn stuff. You're going to see things, and you'll be accepted. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. We also have some other stuff that, we're getting ready. It may be able to debut in a few weeks prior to Mothman. I don't know yet. We'll see. But we got some really cool limited stuff that's going to be coming for Mothman this year. And I think you might like it. Of course, I hear Zorp and Cargon are coming back.
Oh yeah. The swamp gas was seen. I think the swamp gas might have been what was seen Sunday.
It could have been.
Sure.
Yeah. It could have been.
But word on the street is the swamp gas has been seen in the region, and that only means one thing: the Zorp and Cargon are here to party. So keep an eye out.
Yep, absolutely. It's going to be a fun time, and definitely you want to get there. We're going to try this year to actually have a time schedule for when Zorp and Cargon are there.
Yep.
Because believe me, guys, it's hot. Okay.
And it's insane.
And it really is. It's insane. And so there's going to be times that you can come by and get your pictures taken. Last year we gave away, I forget how many lays it was. It was ridiculous.
It was 300.
Was that what it was? 300?
Yep, 300 lays in the first 2 hours.
Yeah. So we gave those away with the pictures and whatnot. That was fun. This year we got something a little different. So we'll see how that goes. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of different. It's not as cool as a lay, but maybe it is. I don't know. It could be as cool. It could be. Just depends on who thinks it is and who thinks it isn't. But it's going to be a fun time. So definitely try to make your way out. It'll be a 2-day event, of course.
Oh yeah.
Saturday will be the crazy one. That's just how it is. We may come up that Friday. We will come up and set up Friday, obviously, but we might be filming that Friday as well. We may be walking around just kind of filming some stuff for a future project. We don't know, but it's gonna be a fun time. So try to be there. Try your best to be there anyway, folks. Let's figure out what the topic is when we have Ashley Hilt of On Wednesdays We Talk Weird joining as the co-host, because she's here and she likes to know.
She's also said that between the rain and heat this summer, it's the most time she's spent indoors ever. I'm itching to get out and get my hands dirty. Well,
what now?
You might want to come out and join us out in the field at some point. I'm pretty sure we got a place we know we could go.
I know a place. She knows a place too, but we can go there with a lot of equipment.
We can.
And then we can see if anything happens while you're there. So that would be awesome, actually, if you're down.
Oh, Donna said that it was a big, deep footprint in hard gravel.
That is significant.
That is unusual. It's been going on for years. There'll be nothing for a long time. Then suddenly be a huge footprint in the gravel. The
In the
ground
gravel.
alternates hard and soft depending on the rainfall.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
Now that is awesome.
Yeah.
If you could cast that.
Right.
Yeah. And if it's leaving that kind of a track in gravel, it's leaving really good tracks somewhere else.
Right.
At least it should be, theoretically, right? If it's subject A.
These prints often turn up in our gravel driveway. There's no grass there.
No grass there.
Document them and find out.
Yeah.
Get you a stick. Okay. Get you a small stick. This is a tracking technique. And get a stick that, around 3 feet long. Place it at the tip of the toe in the direction the toe is pointing. Odds are that's the direction in which your next step is going to be, and look in that area.
Yeah.
That's going to be your best bet and then if you see another small, might not be perfect, but you see a different impression there, same thing. Stick, point, go. And look and see if you find something in a little bit better strata.
Well, Tony's out heading the whole school thing. Everybody's getting ready. Yeah. Life is about to change for everyone once a year.
Yep. It's the.
Hey Joe, do you remember this time of year when we were back in school? What do you remember the most about it? Did you dread it? Did you want it to happen? Do you remember?
When I was younger, I dreaded it.
Yeah.
As I got older, I just wanted to get it over with. So.
Fortunately, there were a few years I really wanted it, and then there were the other years where I was just like, this is terrible because, I got picked on ferociously, in junior high. It was absolute hell. But then, that changed. And then of course, it was like exciting. And then one day, it was the last year and that was when everything changed. So, kind of enjoy it, I guess. While you can. That's the kind of best thing to tell the kids. And it gets better, it gets a lot better. And at least it did for me. I think it did for most people. So, as long as we have to, I don't know how to explain it, but there's a way to look at this. And it's that there's a lot going on right now. There's a whole lot going on right now. And that's getting pushed off onto kids who are trying to absorb this stuff and adjust to it. And it's changing them. And the number one thing for them to remember is that it can be anything they want it to be. It doesn't have to be what someone else wants it to be. They are the ones who will literally, eventually, this is theirs, So they need to start trying to figure out how to fix it because everybody else has screwed it up at this point. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah.
And the best way to fix it is just to start being good to each other. It's a heck of a concept. It really is. And, it can be as simple as if you don't like this thing I'm saying, just don't respond. Rather than responding with a bunch of gibberish because you think that you know what you're talking about. See what I did there? I brought us back full circle, like that. But our people never do that. But you know what? I will say this for you folks who are here, please do take time to go back and comment on these, not here, but in the actual video, under the actual video, because that does push us out to more and more people. And we, believe it or not, we move up a couple of hits every week. I mean, we go backwards every now and again because someone hears something that I say or Joe says and they don't like it. So they run away, but that's okay. The people who are here are the people who want to be here. And those are the people that we really want to interact with.
So guys, we appreciate each and every one of you all. Everybody who supports the show, all the executive producers here at Wild and Weird Radio.
Run that thing.
We're going to run the banner.
Run that thing. See if
this
you can
show
do
is free.
Go.
Executive producers. Huh?
Go.
Oh, Adam Good, L.W. Marshall, Larry Hose, Eyes in the Woods, Chug Stugans, John Smirker, Richard Minnick, Luke McCombs, Gary Schuler, Teresa's Haunted History of the Tri-State, Ada Cox, Nancy White, Scott Holbrook, And Lisa, aka Dances with Orbs, the West Virginia Bigfoot Project, Finding the Trackway, Tommy Swigger, Pat, Seth Beans Lamille, the Mothman Felting Machine, Kenny Hess. We need to check on old Kenny. I hadn't
Oh
heard
yeah,
from him.
absolutely, yeah.
Small Town Monsters, James Nelson, Octopus with at least a few friends, Dewey the Deuster Edwards, NW Hall. We got Uvaru 235, Spooky Appalachia, Lady Wolf, LR, Guitar Chains Craig, Travis Urednick, Jeffrey Steele, Chris Coots, Russ Bailey. And we've got Bigfoot, Littlefoot, Terry Summerfield, the Sarah Ramsey, Julie Bug, Donna Ho, Angie Flannery, Jen Clower, and Jamie Snell. Ike the Fob, Daddy Fobber. Did you see those pictures of Ike where he went rafting recently?
No, I didn't see that one.
Ashley Hilt of On Wednesdays We Talk Weird, Lotus Flower, Wendy the Pooh Bear, Asher's Creation, Spirit Brothers Paranormal UK. We've got Pat Noble, Kim Drescher, Paul Sherman, Rick Skinner, John Barnes, and the West Virginia Bigfoot Project. Oh, you're in there twice, guys.
Never in my life would I imagine that scroller would be that long from that very first day we started. When we got the first person who put 99 cents down, never in my life did I imagine that we would be where we are. And it's because of them. And you know what? I think it was Godot who's going to leave us with a very, very poignant last message up here. Enjoy life and be kind. And I can't say that any better than what you did, my friend.
So, guys, we appreciate you hanging out with us. We appreciate everyone, especially the executive producers of this show and the upcoming series that we are producing now. Well, rather, you are producing, but we are creating. And we can't wait to hang out with you guys again next week, right here, 8 p.m. Eastern, next Thursday, Wild and Weird Radio Live. And remember, there's radioactive hornets in South Carolina. Kind of disturbing. If you get bit by one, let me know how that goes. I'm kind of curious to see if people are going to start stinging each other with their radioactive stingers, because that'd be kind of weird seeing a big, long, protruding stinger coming out of a human's.